Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray. Joining us this week, reporter Emily Hoeven, a political expert for CalMatters.org. Emily, great to see you again. Okay, we're finally through with elections and counting ballots. Where are we in California?
Well, we're not quite through with counting ballots yet. Things are still trickling in, but we have a lot more definitive results than we had just a couple of days ago. We now know that the House of Representatives is in Republican hands, and Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said that she will not continue on as Speaker, and Kevin McCarthy of Bakersfield, who is a Republican from California, has had an internal vote that suggests he's well on the path to becoming Speaker, but the vote won't be final till January. And all of the statewide offices have been determined in California. We had that one controller's race that was kind of unclear, and Democrat Emily Hoeven beat out Republican Lan Chen, which just kind of seems to reaffirm this concept that it's going to be near impossible for a Republican candidate to win statewide in California.
Okay, here we are heading towards the holidays, and there's been a lot of labor unrest in our state. What's driving that?
Yeah, I think part of it is just the economic turmoil that we're in right now. California has record low unemployment rate of 3.9%, but there are also signs that California is headed towards a recession or economic downturn. And so it is right now kind of a workers' market. There's high demand for workers, but at the same time, many people are finding that their wages aren't keeping pace with inflation. So we have seen massive strikes at the UC system. We're also seeing some going to happen next week at Kaiser Permanente among nurses. There were some at hospital workers in the UC system, and also fast food workers who were protesting as well their wages and working conditions. So I think it's strike giving, as they say nowadays.
Okay, sure. Hashtag. So we had a $100 billion surplus last year in California. Now we're looking at a $25 billion deficit. And the explanation we're being given right now is that we just haven't collected all the tax money. And that's a big reason why?
Yeah, so the independent legislative analyst put out a report estimating this deficit is going to be $25 billion. And largely that is driven by, California's budget is heavily funded by the taxpayers that are the wealthiest in the state. And those come from stock, and capital gains. And so when the stock market doesn't do as well, when there are global signs of this recession or downturn on the way, the rest of the state budget suffers. And the analyst said that although it's not guaranteed that California is heading towards a recession with the Federal Reserve jacking up interest rates and other things like that, it's looking more and more likely that will be the case. And so although California is well positioned right now, we have big reserves, and people feel like they don't have to make a lot of cuts. The analyst did recommend that the governor and legislature actually delay or postpone or maybe scale back some of their programs, which could pose for a challenging political climate in the next legislative session.
Okay, Emily, those are three hot topics today. We do appreciate that. CalMatters, a nonpartisan news organization explaining California policies and politics. Find their work at CalMatters.org. You can also sign up for Emily's newsletter there.